Good night to you. The time I love FM studio. 8 o'clock up next, we present to you tonight's edition of Mega Bingo Live.
Going up and is now over $600,000. You're playing for $618,685. That's big money, right? Well, with the $2 Mega Bingo ticket in your hand, all of it could be yours by the end of this show. Let me go ahead and introduce tonight's auditor supervising your game, Gladson Gomez. He's here from the HLB Belize auditing firm. Get those tickets out and ready. I'm going to dive straight in. Good luck, bingo players. Let's play. Show, white one, N44, N44, next in line, O70, O70, for yellow, 066, 066, N35, N35, your next ball is N43, N43.
And welcome to the Galen Hour. It's always a pleasure to be here with you on Wednesday nights for the Galen Hour. The Galen Hour is a production of Galen University. It focuses on academic excellence, sustainable development, and lifelong learning. This season, which is season 7, we are focusing and highlighting our Soaring Galen Eagles. And tonight, our topic is Eagle athletes. We have in studio with us 2 of our stellar Galen alumni, and they're Galen Eagles. We have Lady Eagle, Jada Brown, in with us. We'll get a chance to talk with all of them and hear more and meet them, but welcome, Jada.
Thank you.
We also have in studio with us Jarrell Velasquez, who is a Galen Eagle and entrepreneur. Welcome, Jarrell.
Thank you for having me.
And we have coming in virtually to join us, Buddy, who is Wilfredo Galvez, also an Eagle alumni and athlete. Welcome, Buddy. So it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. I'm Diana Gomez Perry-Feet, And we look forward to the episode we have in store for you tonight. You're going to hear about our Eagles and how well they're doing. We're going to talk about how they balance athletics and academics, and how their athletics and their academics, which is equally as important, has set the foundation for them to be where they are today. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with our Galen Hour. Stay tuned.
Welcome to a world of endless possibilities where academic excellence meets the beauty of nature. Join us at Galen University in beautiful Belize, where we always excel.
Galen University, more than just a place to study.
All right, so welcome back. I just mentioned who we have as our guest tonight, and I want to give them a big welcome to our Galen athletes and Eagles. And we're going to be talking about athletics, how they got started with athletics, how athletics was kind of the avenue to doing their degrees, and what has happened since they've left Galen University. And so I want to start with Jada, our Lady Eagle, who is in studio with us tonight. And I want to say, Jada, if you could get us started, and I will pose the same question to all of our other two Eagles who are on with us tonight. What motivated you to become a student athlete?
Okay, so growing up, I grew up around a lot of kids, so I lived beside a children's home, and due to growing up around a lot of kids, I became very competitive. We played a lot of different sports, and so it was just something that just naturally came to me. And then my primary school, Ontario Christian School, was known for softball, and we were one of the best in the country. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, and so I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of something that I wanted to be someone who excel. I wanted to showcase my talent. So at the age of about 8 or 9, I joined the softball team. I was the youngest player, just saying. I was good. I started. And from there, I said, you know what? This is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to, continue my education, but at the same time, play sports.
Beautiful. I love your confidence, Jada. It's taken you far. We'll bring in Buddy, and then we'll come to you after, Buddy. So, Buddy, if you could answer the same question for us, what motivated you to become a student athlete?
So basically, I grew up in an athletic family. My mom was naturally gifted. She played football, volleyball, and basketball, and I think that just the raw talent that just passed down for me. I started playing football at first, and then I realized that when I was in primary school, I used to just play several sports and stuff like that. And then obviously the education comes with it. My dad, both my parents were teachers as well, so I was I didn't really have a choice on that part. But it just came to me that I knew it was something that I wanted to do. I knew that I had to work hard to get get through with it. I knew it was talent, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough. And but as a young age, it used to just be for fun. You don't really used to take it serious and stuff like that. You just like you're a child. It's good every time I look back and reminisce on my childhood days, because it's all joy in the sports. The people around you, the friends and stuff like that. And then it motivated you, like you wanted to go to school because that the sports is there and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah, I just eventually that it just built into me that I knew that it was something that I wanted to do, and eventually I just went after it because I knew that I was gifted enough. I just needed to work hard.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that, Buddy. Jarrell?
Yes, ma'am. For me, I always loved playing basketball and athletics and things of that nature, but once I became, I would say, fourth form, so 17, I understood kind of the importance of an education, and I understood that being able to play basketball really well could afford me a scholarship whereby I would be able to put myself in a position to be educated, and if basketball doesn't work out, I have something to fall back on. So once I understood that, for me, I wanted to be nothing else but a student athlete, and Galen provided that opportunity. So that's a blessing.
Oh, beautiful. That's a perfect segue for me into the other question. So why did you choose Galen? Jarrell, why Galen?
Well, Galen chose me. I'll put it like that. You know, Galen chose me, and I was blessed to be offered the first scholarship, the first athletic scholarship in the history of the school, if I'm correct. You know, with Coach Kevin Soroki and these Dr. Zab and these guys building the basketball program. You know, I was if I remember correctly, I was the first person that was offered a scholarship. And so I took it. At the time, Galen wasn't really good in athletics. However, they had a marketing program, and I knew, coming from the background that I came from and what I had planned for myself, that I'm going to have to be able to sell myself. I'm going to have to be able to kind of put myself out there and strategically move in certain ways. And Galen offered me the opportunity to go learn how to do exactly that, you know. And so even though the team wasn't good at the time, I was able to trust the process, but understanding that I'm learning marketing from the most prestigious university in the country. And I mean, I had no choice.
Fabulous. Yes, I love your stories. You started as children. You're probably playing sports from early, but it became, you realized at around 17 that this could be your key.
Definitely.
To more.
Definitely.
And here you are today. So fantastic. Buddy, did you want to tell us why Galen? I know you didn't have a choice about going to school because your parents are teachers, so it was definitely school for you. But why did you choose Galen?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they didn't really put a lot of pressure on me on it. They just you know, gave me a rundown on basically how important it is, and you know how far it could take you. My dad always give me like examples on, you know, just how far I can go and stuff like that. And stuff like that, it gives me a chance to dream and stuff like that. But the reason the reason I chose Galen, you know, it was Coach Star, to be honest. I mean, my dad was a professor there at the time too, so he encouraged me to, you know, go study there. But it was kind of, you know, it was kind of like a decision-making time of my life, because I came straight out of high school. I was only 16 years old when I started Galen. So I didn't have no clue what I wanted to do yet. All I knew was I love football. So I eventually, you know, I said, you know, why not? I'm getting the chance to continue my education and still continue to play soccer. So I was like, I mean, why not give it a go? And eventually it was like one of the best choices that I've made.
Yes, yes. So we're glad you chose Galen, and we're happy that you're a Galen Eagle that we can actually highlight. And you have a story. You all have a story, and your stories are beautiful. But being an athlete is just one part of the equation. Your academics was also important. So obviously you realize importance of an education, but how did you balance the two? How did you balance academics as well as your athletics? Because we know at Galen, we want you to excel, we want your teams to win, but you're here for an education. And so we give it equal or maybe more importance. So how did you, Jada?
Yeah, so first off, my parents is big on excelling. And so growing up, they believe that, look, if you're not doing good in school, then I don't think that you deserve to play in a sport. So that was one thing that motivated me. I also believe in creating like a schedule for myself. So when I created my schedule, I knew, okay, this is what I'm going to do for the day. I need to do my schoolwork. I need to work out. I even put my lunch in there, my breakfast, my everything. A schedule helps you to be able to have like a balance so that you could be able to focus on both academic and both athletic. Another thing is that before we had signed our contract, Coach Tar would sit us down and he would say, hey, look, I want you to play for us, but school is very important. And so he said, there's a specific GPA that we want you guys to have, and if you're not able to have that GPA, then you're not able to play and your scholarship would be taken away. But apart from that, I believe that my education was important, so I wanted to do good and I wanted to accomplish great things in both my academic and both in sports.
Big up to Coach Star for staying and standing by our
Yes.
athletes
Most
and always being that
definitely.
motivation.
Even when we were at school, sometimes I had to dodge behind the buildings because every time you pass, Coach Tar would say, "Hey, Jada, come here." Oh my gosh, I used to run from Coach Tar because he would always check in. Even at the mid-semester, he would say, "Hey, how are you doing? I hope that everything is okay." So that was something really helpful for us while being at Galen.
Very good. Jarrell?
Yes, for me, it was a struggle at first. And when I went to Galen, I had transferred over there. So unlike Buddy, coming into it fresh, I already had some university experience. However, I still didn't learn how to manage my time until, ironically, Wilfredo Galvez Sr. So shout out to Mr. Galvez, Buddy Pa. But it was a 1 credit class. I don't remember the name of this class, but I remember it was 1 credit. And during that class, he told us that we all have the same 24 hours in the day. And the difference between successful people and people that are not successful is what you do with your 24 hours. But we all have that. And that's one thing that I never forgot from that 1 credit class. And every time I see Mr. Galvez, that's just the first thing that I think, man, you really put things in a perspective to me. And once I was able to understand that, we all have the same 24 hours and it's what you do with it, I was able to, curate my schedule accordingly, like Jada said, and I live by a schedule as well. And so, there was no setbacks in terms of getting schoolwork done, and then athletics. I was able to, merge the two, and it's been good ever since.
It's been good ever since.
Yes.
Big up to Mr. Wilfredo Galvez Sr.
Yes, ma'am.
Buddy, how did you balance the two? We know your dad motivated some of our athletes.
Yeah. Both my parents, they used to, they were big. They were more on the education side. My mom used to always stress me about education. My dad used to always stress me about the education. But I always had, at that age, I always had more passion for football. So it used to come through one year and go through the next year. So. But yeah, time management was big, and then coming into Galen, I was just starting to play for the youth national team as well. So almost every semester, I was most of the times I was out for a couple of weeks or something like that. So the workload was hectic and stuff like that. But eventually you gotta learn how to balance your time, because I always tell myself that if I want to be able to perform at my best on the field, I need to be stress free, and for me to be stress free, I have to make sure that my I'm up to date with my grades and stuff like that, because if you're slacking back, then you start stressing, your performance starts to reducing on the field. So eventually I had to basically force myself to learn time management, because of that, I used to go to training and just completely forget about assignments and stuff like that. Then it's 3 a.m. I'm still trying to finish my assignments, and have to be at the bus terminal by 7 or something like that to catch the bus to be there for class. And eventually, I got fed up. I got fed up of it. I started to put a bit of self-awareness on myself, and I just said, this has to stop. You're only damaging yourself like this, and this is no kind of growth and stuff like that. And I just started to, work on how I manage my time, when to do certain things. And my parents used to always sing this one thing to me. They always say, there's a time and a place for everything. Everything has its season, and you have to capitalize on when it's time to do something. You can't wait for last minute, because eventually everything boils up back, and it becomes a lot of pressure, and that doesn't help you anything. All it does is destroy you. So it's just, I was basically, it eventually came by force that I had to change my ways and stuff like that. But I'm glad. Sometimes experience helps a lot. You gotta learn from your mistakes and stuff. So
yes, we learn from our mistakes, and once we want to change, we can change, and with guidance. And several of you mentioned your parents. So I want to big up the parents who support their children with athletics, with school, because it's not easy. And as you had said, you were finding yourselves, right? So you're coming straight from high school to university, which is not something very many of our Belizeans. I find more and more now at Galen, we're realizing that our Belizeans are realizing you can come from high school straight to a 4-year university. You don't necessarily have to go to a junior college, but that's an option as well. Did you come straight from high school to Jada? Or you did
I actually started at UB and then I transferred over to, yes, ma'am.
to
So
Gale.
basically, I came right out of high school as well, yeah.
As well. Oh, okay. So yes, and then Jarrell, you said you had transferred as well.
Yeah, I was
Right. Yeah.
transferred.
So good. So we start at different points in our lives, but the struggle is still the same. What would be your message to a young person who's a good athlete, who's looking at using athletics to get them through their university level, and the struggles, the beauty as well? Because it's not just all struggles. It's there's a lot of beauty that comes with success. What would be your message to a young person who's going to take a similar path to what you did?
My message would be to, prioritize, the education, because like I mentioned earlier, if athletics don't work out, and the chances of athletics working out is realistically slim. Everybody won't be able to go pro, But if you're able to get an education, you set yourself up for your whole your life to be in a better place. The generations coming after you, your kids, it all starts from having a foundation and knowing what you want, but also striving to be the best that you can possibly be in athletics. Work hard, and just try to take it as far as you possibly can. So finding the mix between the two and prioritizing the education and having fun with the process. Because at this stage, you're probably on a scholarship, you don't have a lot of bills. Life hasn't really necessarily hit yet.
Enjoy.
So exactly, enjoy these 4 years, make the most of it, and smile throughout the process.
Beautiful. Jada?
It's going to be a hard journey, I'm going to say. But the thing I didn't know when I was going through my journey is that it's something good. Failure is good. You grow from it. You actually learn a lot, and you are able to overcome a lot of stuff that comes in your way in the future. Like Jarrell said, education is very, very important. It's going to take you far in life. So the first thing you should do is prioritize your education over everything else. I know you love sports, but an education is vital for your future.
Prioritize education, young Belizeans. So use your athletics, but prioritize education. Buddy, did you want to add something in at this point as well? What would be your message to young students who are thinking of using their athletics to take them through their university degree?
Yeah, so I just I think just to go off like what Charles said, he made a very valid point. Like the chances of the chances of going pro is it's very slim. But if you're someone who really loves your sport, my advice to you is just use education to go even further, because that's basically what I did. I love my sport, and I knew that going through education would give me a chance to continue progressing my sport, continue working on my art. So just it's always about, at the end of the day, you love your sport, but if you want to be able to go far in it, there's especially with times changing now and stuff like that, a lot of things is advancing now. There's a lot of pathways out out of our country and stuff like that, especially through sports and education as well. So use that should be motivation now to excel in what you actually want to do. There's a lot of opportunities now. It gives hope, more hopes to the younger generation as well. So
Okay.
just use your art, work on your art, and use it to excel in education. Take that serious as well. That's the priority. With your sport, you can go farther, get as high as of an education as possible, and enjoy like what Jared also said, enjoy the process as well. You gotta enjoy every moment and live and stuff like that. Yeah, that's basically what I
Yeah,
say.
really wonderful advice for young people, and I hope our young audience are listening and heed your advice. Our star athletes, there's fame, girls like are after the boys like the girls. How do you deal with the fame and the attention that comes with being star athletes in a university that have other young people, the distraction of the sport, and still staying focused and doing well?
For me, staying focused was one of my main priority. I also had a big support system. So when you have a support system, they can humble you a little and say, hey, they can check you, put you in check and say, hey, you need to do this or you need to do that. So that was something that helped me. In regards to like the attention, like I said, just staying humble, keeping focus and knowing that I had a goal and I need to continue to focus on that goal.
Very good.
For me, I mean, I had a lot of attention, but I still had to wake up early and catch the bus to go to school. And sometimes the bus wouldn't stop by A&R, so I would have to miss it. Or, I still was hungry, during lunchtime, and I had to go credit some garnachas from the cafeterias, but the attention was there. So the attention didn't really mean much to me because I was trying to create a better life and a better situation for myself. And I looked at it like, yeah, it comes with it, but it's fleeting. If I'm not the star player on the basketball team, nobody really cares. So is this attention even really worth or mean anything? Not necessarily. So I always had that perspective on it. And as a result, it was easy for me to navigate the so-called fame or popularity. I looked at it like I'm here on I have a purpose. I'm here on a mission, and I'm here to execute that. Nothing else is gonna distract me or get in the way.
Your advice is so fantastic. I really hope our young people are listening, and you all are role models. Absolutely, the attention will go away, and at the end, what's left after you're no longer a star player? And I'm glad you all had put that into perspective and stayed focused. Buddy, quickly, would you like to add in something there? Did you struggle? I know you also played on national teams. Did the attention, the fame become more of a challenge for you?
So my dad used to always tell me that there's whether you're doing good or bad, that there's always gonna be people that are watching you, and he used to always say that if you look around you, there's a lot of kids that's always watching you, and I eventually I noticed it. So he said that you always watch how you carry yourself in the environment. Always be a good character and set examples for other kids and stuff like that, because like at the end of the day you always want to leave a mark on people, the best as possible. But it didn't really bother me because I was always hungry for more. Basically, I was set on a mission, and I had some solid friends around me as well that had the same mentality as well. So that's another good thing to look at as well. You want to surround yourself with good people around you that are after the same thing. And that helped a lot. I used to my friends used to sometimes they used to come like knock on my window in my house like 6 in the morning because I used to oversleep, and like, we can't miss today. We got to get up and go on the field and stuff like that. So it's just always good to keep solid people around you. But it's hard to focus about the people, like this, like society and stuff like that, how they look at you when you're already like focusing on your own mission and stuff. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, of course there was like criticism every now and again, especially at the national team, stuff like that. You face it, but that's a part of life. It helps you build your character. It strengthens your mentality and stuff like that. Of course, we gotta go through that. We're not perfect, and yet we have bad games. There'll be times when we have bad grades. We'll get criticized about it and stuff like that. But you know, it's all about the bounce back. You know, you never stay down for too long. So, you know, that was basically just my mentality, to never stay down too long, always be up, and, you know, always be a good character for the people around you.
I love it. It's all about the bounce back. So you don't stay down, you get back up, and you keep going, and you continue to excel. I'd like for us to take a quick break, and we'll come right back with the Galen Hour. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Jarrell Velasquez, and on behalf of Galen University, I would like to extend an invitation for men to come back to school. Young, old, near, far, wherever you are, I feel like getting an education in this day and age is imperative, as it sets you apart and puts you in a position to create a lot of opportunities for yourself down the road. So I'm a firm believer of having an education, as it allows you to scale whatever it is that you have going on, and having the requisite knowledge in order to, you know, move strategically is something that will prove to be very beneficial. So the statistics are glaring when it comes to men in these classrooms. You know, I myself, I'm a Galen graduate. I was here from 2012 to 2016, and I was able to get a bachelor's in marketing, and created a career post-graduation based on the studies that I was doing at Galen, and the things that I was able to learn, I was able to implement in real life scenarios, grow, and now I'm able to be in a position to where I can come back and invite you guys to get an education. So I'm here, if I can give back and touch one person and encourage one person to come back to school, then I feel like I've done my part. So I'm here doing exactly that, and hopefully, you know, we'll see. So let's get you guys back in the classrooms, let's get butts in seats, and continue to educate ourselves as a people.
Welcome back to the Galen Hour. We're talking with some of our Eagle athletes. We have Jarrell Velasquez on with us tonight, Jada Brown, and Buddy Wilfredo Galvez on with us tonight. Lots of wonderful advice for young people, sharing of how they use their athletics to get them through their education, how they stayed focused, how resiliency is important, how prioritizing education is important, and how not to let the fame, which is fleeting, and I'm using our Eagles terms that they share tonight, not to let the fleeting fame distract you to the point where you lose focus. So we're back, and I want them to talk about their journey. They're all Galen Eagles, solid educational foundation, because we do know that Galen offers the best of the best in this nation. And all of our 3 Eagles who we have on tonight are soaring. I want to hear your journey. So you went to Galen, you got your education. What happened next?
Yeah, so after I graduated from Galen, I had the opportunity to study abroad, where I got my master's degree in management and leadership at Campbellsville University. After graduating, I had the opportunity of joining an Alpha Chi Honor Society due to my GPA, which was something very great, I'm happy about. Thereafter, I was asked to play on a pre-professional soccer league. And after that league, which had occurred for about 2 months, I was asked if I wanted to go pro to play abroad. So I had the opportunity of playing in Poland for a year. And it was actually a great experience. My journey has just begun, so I'm still looking forward to doing more stuff. I'm also helping out with the U16 national team as well.
Fantastic. So you've gone as far as Poland. You're back home. I love the fact that you are grounded at home. You come back home. You know, we need our Belizeans who are educated to come back home and give back to our country, you know. And so thank you for coming back home, Lady Eagle Jada. Jarrell, your journey.
My journey, well, after Galen, I left Galen in 2016. I graduated in 2016 and moved to China a month after school was out. You know, Coach Starr was able to get me an opportunity where I moved to China, and I was working in youth development. So I was working with a company to teach kids grassroots basketball. I was able to, you know, work with Nike, the NBA, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, and I was able to just learn a lot about the game And it all stemmed from the connection that Coach Star was able to make. Me finishing up my degree and being able to move over there. So I was in China for 4 years up until 2020 when COVID hit. It was a wonderful experience, and it set the stage for everything that I'm doing now. So that's a blessing for sure.
Blessing. So from Galen to China, from Galen to Poland. Buddy, what happened after you graduated from Galen?
So after I graduated from Galen, I was basically on the same program as Jada as well. So I was after Galen, I got called up for the U20 national team, and we were in training, and from that they ended up selecting players to to go study in the States. And that's when I was awarded a scholarship to go study at Northwood University in Michigan. And I played there for 2 years. I did my master's in business administration as well, and I also earned an all academic award as well, which was 3.5 and above. And after that, I ended up even in between that time frame, I also played semi-professional football as well in the US and during the summer as well. And then after I graduated from Northwood with my masters, I ended up getting called back for the senior national team as well. And I ended up the thing about that, I ended up getting injured like 2 days before the game, so I didn't end up playing. But it was still a good experience, just to be to be called up at 22 years of age. And before that as well, right before I left to study, I was called up for the first time, and I was only 20 years old, and that was like the senior team as well. So it was like the big thing for me, because I watched a lot of the older players. I grew up watching these boys on TV, and then I got the chance to play alongside some of them.
Yeah.
And an interesting fact is I also did an ad with Jarrell as well, one of his product as well. So that was actually interesting too.
Appreciate you every time. Appreciate you every time.
This is fun. So when you do ads, are you actors or you just are models? What are you
They're
called?
actors.
You're actors.
Definitely.
So, yep. Or Eagle actors.
Me and Buddy connected on a project for sure.
Very, very good.
Yes.
And networking is so important. And so you're coming to Galen, getting your education, moving on, but that network that you have created, that that works for you. This is fantastic. You are such fantastic role models. I hope you realize what you represent to our young people, and that our young people actually are listening.
Thank you. That
We
means a
certainly
lot.
at Galen want to use each of you to help to market Galen University. We believe in what you represent. And would you say that the foundation that Galen provided you was what catapulted you into a lot of what you are today?
Yes. Like I always say, I think that Galen gave us this foundation for our future. And it has helped us like really a lot. It has helped us with our life and our career goals as well. So it has been a foundation that has helped us to push us to where we are today.
Very good. And because that is what we want. We want to build lifelong learners. We want to ensure our Eagles succeed. We provide support to ensure you do well. And so when we see the product of all of that love and attention and education, then it is, we know we're doing
So it basically
the right thing.
opens up an opportunity for us, open doors for us due to Galen being a major part of our lives.
Very good.
Without question for me as well, it put me in a position to really just develop a solid foundation, and then everything grew from there. Even today, with the other things that I have going on, I get to travel a lot, and I'm in a lot of different places, but wherever I'm at, Coach Star calls me at least once a week, at least once a week.
See, Coach Star again.
Yeah, and he would be like, "Where in the world are you today?" And and I would tell him, and he would be like, "Oh, I have a guy that knows a guy, And so I'm able to be connected. The world is really not a big place when you have the type of connections, and so I was I was in England, and he had somebody back from Cleveland that was playing in England, and he was able to, just always connect me with people wherever I may be. So major shout out to Coach Starr. I know he has the program has grown a lot since I was there, with no having a football program, and people like Jada and Buddy can share their testimony. But it's an amazing thing knowing that he was there kind of from the beginning, and where it's at now. Me looking from the outside, as an Eagle, but I'm proud to see the strides that has been made for sure.
Yes, certainly we want to big up Coach Starr for all that he does, and it's not easy.
It's not, right?
It's not easy. But before we move to Buddy, I want to ask you, and I use this quite a lot. When we look at in the ad that we played for you, you talk about we want to get some butts and seats. When we look at the disparity between the amount of males to females in the classroom, at Galen, it's 3-to-1, 3 female to 1 male. And this is representative of what's happening at the tertiary level across Belize. And it's probably beyond Belize, but in Belize, where we want to ensure our men are educating themselves, what would be your encouragement to a man who thinks, I don't need education, I already have a skill, I already make money? What would be your message to them?
My message would be that having an education allows you the opportunity to scale whatever skill that you have. So a good example would be, let's say somebody who's a barber. A barber is somebody who's operating off skill, right? And you might charge $20 a haircut. Well, if you have an education, you have the mental capacity to say, look, maybe I could, instead of being a barber and trading my time for money, which we all only have 24 hours, I could own a barber shop, and I could have people working at the barber shop. So instead of me personally cutting hair for 9 hours a day, I could have 4 people cutting hair for 9 hours a day, and the money that's made from that I could reinvest into whatever I have, ambitions or aspirations for. So, but if you don't have an education, you probably are not thinking along those lines. So having an education allows you to scale whatever it is that you have going on. And I always say, like, every 10 years sets up for the next 10 years. So the type of teens you have will determine the quality of your 20s. The quality of your 20s will determine the quality of your 30s, and the 30s to the 40s and whatever. So it's very important to have that foundation if you want to, it's not the only way to be successful. However, it does give you an opportunity to really level up. And for me, what university did for me was it taught me how to finish. People always say, oh, the things I learned in school, I never applied to life. And a lot of times it's true. However, having the discipline to finish a project, or actually doing 4 years and graduating, in my case 5, whenever I start something whenever I do something now, I have the finishing mentality, and I've had so many opportunities to work on being able to finish through being at Galen and just, getting work and projects done.
Fantastic. Buddy, what did the Galen education do for you, as well as what would be your message to young men and boys, or men and boys who are thinking that education is not important?
So, like I mentioned earlier, that coming into Galen, I was only 16 years old, so I didn't really have a clue yet what I was doing. But what I'll always be grateful for Galen for is just the family that you develop throughout your years there. It's just because it's just it's a small school when it comes to on campus classes and stuff like that. So you see the same people over and over. You actually see people for who they actually are, and so you're easily noticeable. And everybody on in the university have that helpful mindset and stuff, like always ready to help each other, nobody, nobody, you don't see nobody bringing down each other, and that's exactly what helped me as well. It helped me huge, and like a big like I think a big setting stone for me was like it was my second year in going it was like going into my third year. I just came back from Curacao and like from national team, and two of my friends were like, yo, bro, we just switched to marketing, and I was like, I have no clue what I want to do because at the end, when I came in, I was like, I'm just gonna do business administration because I was business in high school and stuff like that, blah blah blah, and it was like it was my third class going in. That's when I had my first class with Mr. Fields, and I want to do a special shout out for him as well because like he helped me, like he helped me huge and stuff like, yeah, he like after taking his classes, he was like it made me realize like there's actually something that I actually want to do. And that's when I started switching my focus to the marketing side and stuff like that. And his class were so enjoyable. It makes you wanna come back to class. Like, damn, what are we gonna learn today? Because everything he did was hands-on learning. He even had YouTube videos. I know some of the boys are gonna remember that for sure. He used to make his own like YouTube videos doing teachings and stuff like that. And it just like encourages you and stuff. And that basically just like helped me with a setting stone, like going in, transitioning from Galen coming out here to the US. And a lot of his teachings, like I remember I had like a notebook full of notes with his stuff. And like coming over doing my masters over here at Northwood, I realized that damn, this man really helped me a lot. A lot of the knowledge that I learned from him, I already grasped it, and now I'm all I'm doing over here right now is like revising everything because I've learned like majority of the stuff, and that just like it helped me like progress huge into everything. And I'll just always be grateful for the family that Galen provided. Just that loving surrounding. You feel you just feel wanted there. It's not that wasn't the reason why I chose Galen, but it's the reason I stayed there. And I enjoyed every moment of it.
Big up the.
And yeah. So, and when it comes to the, to just my encouragement to, young boys that don't think that school is the pathway, you'll be shocked at the amount of networking it can do for you. You meet people along the way that you never think you're gonna meet, and it could be a setting stone for you. I always tell myself, all it takes is to meet one person, and that one person can always change your life. You just gotta stay hopeful for it. But as far as the education, guys, you got just my advice to you is just change that mentality. Get in that classroom. There's a lot to learn in the classroom, and there's a lot of life teachings that come with the classroom. You'll be surprised at what all you can learn in there just by putting your mind to it, staying determined and everything. It definitely can take you far. I mean, it took me as far as I can go, and I'll always be grateful for it. I'll never take back anything when it comes to education, because I gotta admit, I didn't like school coming out of high school. I was like, nah, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I went into it. It just gave me a chance to, because it gave me a chance to continue playing football. And like throughout the journey, I was like, man, this is one thing I could never take back. It literally just
Yes. Or
broad, like it widened it expanded my knowledge. So like it helped me so much. There's a lot to learn, and I'm always gonna be grateful for it. So my advice is just
fantastic. Yeah.
forget about everything and get in that classroom.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, our men need to take heed. There's more than enough reasons for you to further your education.
Yeah.
Look at the examples.
Just to add on to that, I think we live in a culture where we tend to settle. For example, it's not throwing shade or anything, but let's use an example of someone working at a store. A lot of people say, okay, you know what, I'm going to work at the store, and they think that I'm just going to work here for the rest of my life. But what if you can work at that store but get your education and know you own a store for yourself? It's the same thing that Gerald was sharing. You're a barber and you're cutting hair, but what if you can have several franchise if you would get that education? So we have to have the mindset of not settling. There's nothing wrong with working at a store, but you have to want more. So when you move from there, now someone else is coming to work at the store, and now they're going to get their education and move to something greater.
Yep. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong, like you said, with working in a store, but it should be a stepping stone. Don't give up your dreams and don't settle. I love the messages. I want to do some speed questions because we're beginning to wind down. Time goes really fast when you're enjoying a conversation. So I'll do some speed questions. So, Harpy Eagles hunt in the day. You're all eagles, all three of you. When do you perform your best? Are you a daytime prowler or a nighttime beast? Jada?
Daytime.
Daytime?
Yeah, I could wake up at 4 a.m. for you, but at the night, like right now, I'm starting to wind down.
Okay. Jarrell?
I come alive in the nighttime.
So this is probably one of the procrastinator in high when you start.
Not at all. I prefer it at nighttime for sure.
Nighttime.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. Buddy, Harpy Eagles are active in the day. Are you hitting the gym at dawn or squeezing in a late night workout?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Gerald. I come alive at the night. I love my nighttime sessions.
So you'll find you in the gym at night as well.
They love to sleep.
Harpy Eagles have sharp eyes. On the field, do you trust your sharp vision or listen for every cue? So it's your ears or your eyes?
But
Both?
yeah.
Both.
My
Jarrell?
eyes. I trust my eye.
Just your eyes? It was funny the last week we had our two eagles, and when you asked, there was a similar question. They were like, two of them needed glasses. They were like, well, it's not our eyes. We can't see. We're barely seeing you. Buddy, would it be your eyes or your ears or both?
Yeah, I gotta go with my eyes for that one.
All right. So Harpy Eagles are all about balance. In your sport, are you flexing muscles or flexing that mental game?
Who first? Me?
You.
The mental game. You know, the mind is a muscle. I'm flexing the mental game.
The mental muscle.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah,
Jada?
it would probably be mental. Everything is mental. If you can't work the mental part, then
Physical
else.
means
Yeah.
nothing at that point, for sure.
Beautiful. Buddy, Harpy Eagles have strong wings and sharp talons. Would you prefer incredible speed on the ground or unstoppable strength?
Yeah, I wish
he want
I
both.
wish I had speed. My problem is always speed, so I wish I had speed.
Okay.
Give me Jada speed.
Yep. Harpy Eagles perch high, Jada. Do you prefer a bird's eye view from the top or staying grounded in the action?
Bird's eye view. I like to look and observe. I'm an observer.
You want to answer that one, Jarrell?
My nickname is Bird. I think that goes with that question, which we are too.
Oh my God. Love it. Harpy Eagles live in the jungle. Are you drawn to the chaos of competition or to the calm before the storm?
I love competition. The chaos of competition, I'm drawn to that.
The
I'm
chaos
drawn
of
to that,
competition.
definitely.
Jada?
I would say I'm very competitive as well. I love to compete.
It's competition. Buddy?
Yeah, I like to put a lot of pressure on myself as well. So I'm definitely going into competition.
Okay. So a couple more. Yeah. Harpy Eagles go for big meals. Do you go all in for the big victories or focus on small wins consistently?
I would say start off with small wins because eventually you're going to get the big wins.
I love it.
I promote getting 1% better every day. That's small wins, small wins. Getting 1%.
Incremental.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Buddy?
That's my mentality as well. 1% every day. That's literally all you can do. 1%.
Yep, and eventually it becomes good. Harpy Eagles can be sneaky hunters. Are you all about strategic moves or do you like to make a big statement?
Strategic. I don't like too much attention. I like when I do my stuff in the dark and when I come home, it's like, boom, this is Jada.
So you might prefer the nighttime. Yeah, I'm moving with strategy as well at every corner, for sure.
Strategy. Buddy, any?
Yeah, I'm the same as well.
Same.
I'm going strategic. I like to stay under the scene.
Yeah, okay. Happy Eagles are fearless hunters. What's scarier to you, missing the game-winning shot or pulling a muscle in the last minute? Let's start with Buddy. But it was out of the game before the competition started. Buddy, what's scarier to you? Pulling that muscle or missing that shot that would have made you win the game?
I'm definitely going with with pulling a muscle because I've experienced it for myself. And because when it comes to game winning shots, what's the point of not taking it? If you don't shoot, you don't score. So
I like that. Jarrell?
100% the same. You know, it would be more fearful for me to pull a muscle with the game-winning shot. You miss every shot you don't take, and that comes with it. You miss some, you make some, but if you have that confidence in yourself, you know, then it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. So I definitely wouldn't want to pull a muscle.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would agree with the boys as well, but I really don't want to pull a muscle either.
One more before I give you your last words. Eagles raise their young to fly solo. Who keeps you flying? Your coach's tough love or your teammates' pep talks? Or your own?
I'm intrinsically motivated. I feel like, you know, just I have it in my chest that I gotta do more, and I set the stage real bright for myself. You know, I have a lot of big goals, and my goals and ambitions keep me going. So that would be the answer to that
Yeah,
question.
that's a good choice that he made. You can't depend on other people for you to be successful. It has to come from you, because if it's not from you, then you're not going to continue farther. You're not going to achieve what you really want to achieve.
Beautiful. Buddy?
yeah, most of the times the best advice come from yourself. You really got to be self motivated in a certain situation because sometimes. And as tough as it sounds, sometimes you're literally all that you have. So you gotta know how to handle those situations when it's just you again, you versus you basically.
Yep. All three of you are fantastic examples of Galen Eagles. I love to hear the messages that you have for our people and our students and athletes who are thinking about continuing, for young men who are thinking of, or young women who think education is not important. So we have a 30-second that I will give to each of you to give your last word or message to our viewing audience. You want to start, Jada?
Okay, sure. I like going first, the pressure. To everyone watching, people that want to join the Eagle, you guys can join, of course. Work hard, focus. It's not going to be easy. Everything is difficult, but we are a living example that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. So continue soaring, continue working hard, and success will come in due time.
Very good. Buddy, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I just first of all, I just want to thank all you guys for what you're doing right now. It's truly remarkable. Thanks for having me on the show. And just for everyone out there, it's my advice to you is if all it takes is one step, even if you got to start crawling first, take those baby steps, but you're gonna get there eventually. Like what I mentioned earlier, 1% better every day, 1% better every day. Change the mentality, get out of your comfort zone, put yourself in uncomfortable positions, and by that I mean choose Galen.
Beautiful. Jarrell?
For everybody watching, first of all, fix your posture. Secondly, I just want to encourage you guys to strive for whatever it is you want in life. Have fun with the process. Like Buddy said, get 1% better every day, and all in all, just be victorious.
Just be victorious.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ladies and gentlemen. It was a fantastic night. I wish you nothing but the best. You are already soaring. Continue to soar. You are on the right path and you have the right mentality. We are proud, as Galen University is proud to say that you are Galen Eagles. You represent well, and we know that our education and the support was part of your journey. To our ladies and gentlemen and the viewing audience, thank you so very much for joining us tonight. Lots of good advice was offered here tonight, and the proof is in the eagle. We always say that when we go recruiting, and here we have 3 eagles who are stellar eagles. Congratulations to them. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday, same place, same time, for another episode of the Galen Hour. Have a good night.